Why are thousands of people packing their bags and rushing to Texas? Are they making a smart move or are they making a big mistakes? Of course, we're gonna find out. Okay, so Texas is a place where houses are bigger, jobs are growing, and there is no state income tax. So, of course, that sounds amazing, right? That is why people are moving to Texas like crazy. But is it really that perfect? Of course, we're going to find out. And of course, let's start with the biggest reason people are moving to Texas, and that is money. Texas is cheaper. Well, it used to be. A lot of people moved to Texas because home were cheaper than places like California or New York. So in Texas, you can buy a big house for the price of a tiny apartment in Los Angeles or New York. So imagine trading your one-bedroom city apartment for a four-bedroom home with a backyard. And of course, still pay less each month. That is a huge day for families and remote workers. So cities like Austin, and Dallas became super popular. So, the thing is that so many people moved in and the prices started going up and up and up. So now it is not as cheap as before. Then the second reason people are trooping to Texas is because jobs are everywhere. Big companies moved to Texas because it is business friendly. That means more jobs in tech, more jobs in energy, and more jobs in healthcare and more. So think of it like this. You have got more companies that moved in and they moved in and created more jobs. And when they created more jobs, you have got more people moving in. So Texas is like a magnet pulling people in. Then the third reason is Texas doesn't have state income tax. So in Texas, you don't pay state income tax. That means you keep more of your money. Of course, that sounds like a win, right? But the thing is that they make up for it in other ways, like higher property taxes. So, of course, it is not free money, just different money. But regardless, Tesla doesn't take a cut of your paycheck, like many other states do. That means more money stays in your pocket. Of course, it is one of the few states in the United States with this spec, and it is a major reason people are heading south. Then the fourth reason is, Texas has got big space and big lifestyle. Texas is huge. More space means bigger homes, wider roads, and less crowding. Of course, in some areas. People love the feeling of freedom here in Texas, but you will probably need a car because everything is far apart. And the fifth reason is the weather. The weather is intense. Texas is warm most of the year, of course, which sounds great until summer hits. So, of course, we're talking about triple digit heat. So summers in Texas can feel like standing inside an oven, super hot, super long. And sometimes there are storms like tornado, hurricanes, or power outages. So while the weather can be nice, it is not always easy. So the sixth reason people are moving to Texas is because not everyone loves it. Some people move to Texas and love it, while others moved to Texas and did not like it so much. Because traffic is getting worse, cities are getting crowded, culture can feel different depending on where you're from. So it is like moving to a new school. Some kids fit in fast, while others takes time. So moving to Texas is not just about money or jobs, it is about lifestyle. What works for one person might not work for another person. So is moving to Texas worth it? If you want space, if you want job opportunities and lower taxes, Texas could be amazing. But if you hate heat, if you hate traffic, or if you hate rising costs, of course, Texas might not be your dream after all. So Texas is not perfect, but it is powerful. So what do you think? Would you move to Texas or stay where you are? Of course, let me know your answer in the comment down below. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and follow for more travel stories from around the world. So see you in the next video. Bye bye.
He said one day you'll leave this world behind, so live a life.